All right, good morning guys. So I wanted to talk today quickly about our tractor and why we bought it. A lot of you have been curious about specifically why we bought a Mahindra tractor. I just want to state very clearly, I have no association with Mahindra at all. We paid full price for this tractor from a dealership in Tucson called Earhart Corporation. The tractor is not on loan or anything like that. So without a doubt, the tractor has been a tremendous resource here on the homestead. So we've been living out here since December 1st of 2016. So what is that? So about 5 months or so. I think we've had the tractor for the last 2 or 3 months. And just over that time, it's just been a lifesaver. Getting stuff done around here, especially since we want to create like a permaculture fruit farm, amongst all the other gardening projects that we have. And just like being able to move stuff around is just like, my God. Not only is it an investment in the property, but I see it almost as like an investment in my body. And just, it saves me doing so much physical labor, and it's such a handy tool to have. So I definitely recommend, if you have a larger property and you're gonna be doing a lot of projects on it, that a tractor is gonna be it's gonna be a tremendous investment. You're gonna absolutely love it. Because just over the last 2 or 3 months, hands down, one of the best purchases that we've ever made. So originally, when we made the decision to buy a tractor, I just did a research online of like, what are the best tractor brands? John Deere, Kubota, they definitely came up as the top brands. The common joke with John Deere is that you have to pay extra for the green paint. And I thought that was kind of a funny joke. But a lot of people really rated Kubota tractors. And so that was the tractor that I was definitely dead set on buying. So I didn't necessarily think that we could afford a brand new tractor. I thought that we'd have to buy a used tractor and kind of go that route there. So I was looking at a number of different used tractors, some Kubotas in Tucson. So typically what happens is a rental place now, they'll buy a tractor, they'll rent it out as just like, you know, a piece of equipment that they rent out, but they also have it for sale as well. So if you want to go in and buy the tractor, then you can do that as well. But I forget the name of the rental place, but they pretty well exclusively deal with Kubota. And so I went there, and what's really annoying with me is when you tell a salesperson, it's like, hey, I'm gonna come in, I wanna look at this tractor tomorrow, I'm really interested in buying it. So I talked to the salesman over the phone the day before that we went and looked at it, and we even brought our checkbook with us. Like, I was so dead set on buying this tractor, it felt right. And the salesman just seemed so aloof and had no idea that we were coming in to buying a tractor or something. He didn't even know what tractor I was looking at, even though the day before I sent him the exact model number and the exact tractor that they had in their yard. Anyways, I was just kind of annoyed by that. A lot of the common concerns that I had about like warranty and getting a backhoe attached, he didn't really seem to have a good answer for them. He was basically like, yeah, you have to run hydraulic lines to the back. And I was like, all right, like I understand that. But he never even made the suggestion that he would help me get that integrated in the tractor. Like, add in a few extra $100, we'll run those hydraulic lines to the back for you, and then you'll be all set to get a backhoe attached. And the other thing was that I asked about the warranty, and he just seemed to have no idea about if there was even a warranty on the tractor, considering that it was a used tractor. And what was really annoying is that he called me the next day saying, oh, hey, there is actually a warranty on the tractor. But at that point, we had already gone to another dealership and we were looking at the Mahindras. So we went to another dealership. I knew that they had used tractors and stuff. They specialize in New Holland, but they also had Mahindra tractors. And so when we went there, we're talking with the one sales guy there, and told them what I wanted. I wanted a tractor with a backhoe on it. That was really, really important for me. And it had to have at least, I think it's a 20 horsepower PTO, and that's to run the big wood chipper that we have. So just talking with him for a little bit, I was still under the impression that we could only really afford a used tractor and then get all the extra implements afterwards, because we're looking at about $17,000 or $18,000 for the size of tractor, the used tractor that we're going to go for. So he was showing us the New Holland tractors, and he was just like, you know what, let me show you these Mahindra tractors that we have. He's like, I think you're really going to like it. So he showed us this one here, and what's nice is that the backhoe comes with the tractor, and the backhoe is designed specifically for this tractor. So what's really nice about that is the backhoe is almost like one with the tractor, as opposed to having a 3-point a 3-point backhoe. So a 3-point backhoe just hooks up to your tractor like any other 3-point attachment, whereas this backhoe specifically is designed for the tractor. So it's very easy to get it on and off, and it's also a lot, I would say that it's connected in a much stronger way. Because the 3-point attachment, yeah, it's all right, but this one, like, it is one with the tractor. So you can see here, there's this extra bracing that the bottom of the backhoe sits into. Let me show you. It's kind of hard to see, but the backhoe here, it sits in a little cradle down there, and then also the top of it sits right up top here. So you can quickly see how much more kind of like secure the backhoe is to the tractor. This is a regular 3-point hitch. So this is what an aftermarket 3-point backhoe would attach to. You can see it's just kind of like, it's not super secure, whereas the backhoe is really designed for the tractor. So when the salesman at the Mahindra dealership explained that to me, that just made a lot of sense, right? And since the backhoe was something that I was going to be using a lot, I wanted to get the best kind of setup, right? And then the seat works really well with the backhoe as well. So you flip it up, spin the seat around, lock it in right here, and then you're good to go. So you can just very easily switch from running the tractor at the front, turn the seat around, and then you've got your backhoe controls right here. So the other major concern that I had with buying a used tractor was basically its history and was there any type of warranty for it. So when we were at the place that sold the Kubota tractors, he didn't have any idea about the warranty information. So even though that there was a warranty, he didn't even know. It's not a very good salesman right there. But when we went to the Mahindra tractor, they basically told us about the good warranty on it. So they have a 7-year limited powertrain warranty. So that's 7 years that they have the limited powertrain warranty on this. Now, that's a long time, and a lot of things can happen over the course of 7 years if you're going to be using your tractor a lot. So to me, I was just like, man, that sounds like a really good warranty. Now, how it pans out over the future and what they include in the warranty and what they don't include in the warranty, I don't exactly know, but it's something that I can update you guys on the future over the life of this tractor. The other thing is that not only do they have the 7-year powertrain warranty, then they have like a bumper-to-bumper warranty that covers pretty well everything. And I think that was 3 years or 5 years. I just can't remember off the top of my head. So when we factored in the price of the Kubota tractor with the backhoe attachment, the grader, and all that kind of stuff, versus the price of this new Mahindra with the backhoe, with the box scan and all that kind of stuff, and I even got an extra backhoe bucket. This one was only going to be about $3,000 or $4,000 more, and it was a brand new tractor, never been driven before, and I just felt a lot more comfortable investing those extra several $1,000s, plus knowing that the backhoe was already set up. I didn't have to mess around with getting hydraulic lines run to the back, and that the backhoe was going to work better with the tractor because it wouldn't be using a 3-point hitch system. That was like, I was dead set on this. So like I said, I've never owned a tractor before. What is really awesome about this tractor is that it is a small tractor, and specifically for our application, getting a bigger tractor would not be better because I really need to be agile to get in and out of situations and stuff that I'm in. So I really like that it's only it's a 33 horsepower motor, and the model number is a Mahindra 1533 HST. So it's got the hydrostatic transmission, which my neighbor he absolutely loves tractors. He restores old tractors, and when I showed him how you go forward and reverse, he was totally blown away because he has an older John Deere tractor. It doesn't have the hydrostatic transmission that this has. So in order to go forward, you just press the gas going forward. If you want to go back, it's the exact same pedal, and then you just push it down to go backwards. And it's very easy to switch between low, medium, and high. The high is really only useful like if I'm on the road, and I can get up to about 13 or 14 miles per hour. So you can get going pretty fast on this. So getting the backhoe on and off this tractor, the first couple times, it took me probably somewhere between 20 to 30 minutes to figure it out. But now I can get it on and off within 5 or 10 minutes, and then I can easily switch out another implement. It's hard to really talk about all the pros and cons of this tractor compared to other tractors because I just don't have the experience with them. But so far, with all the little projects that we've been doing, everything has been great. Ripping out some small trees with the backhoe that's been relatively easily. Just with a smaller backhoe like that, you just have to be a little bit more strategic with how you rip things out of the ground, because you just don't have the same digging force as a larger backhoe or just like an excavator in general. So everything has gone pretty smoothly in terms of the operation of it. There have been a few little small things. So specifically where the seat here, where it bolts to the tractor, for some reason, I don't know why Mahindra doesn't do this, but they didn't Loctite those bolts there. So within the first few days of running this, I was like, the seat was like, it was coming loose because the bolts were not, there was no Loctite, there wasn't a lock nut on it or anything. So I lost a number of bolts within the first few days. I figured out where most of them were, but it was kind of annoying that it was a brand new tractor. And obviously when something's brand new, it needs to kind of be broken in. These were pretty simple fixes. It's like when you put a bolt in, and obviously the tractor is going to vibrate quite a bit, those bolts are going to come loose. So all the bolts should pretty well have Loctite on them going in. The rest of our experience with it has been very good so far. So it just has, I think, 72 hours on it, and it's already had one service. So Mahindra recommends a service at 50 hours. And then I think the next one, yeah, it's at 350 hours. So it's really nice with the dealership that sold the tractor to us, is that they'll come out and service the tractor on our property here, even though we're about 40 or 50 minutes away from where the dealership is. The other option would be obviously to bring the tractor into the dealership, but we just really don't have that. We're not set up to be carrying a tractor or anything like that anytime soon. So I did quickly mention the wood chipper. I haven't shown this to you guys on video yet, just because things have been so hectic, and I wanted to create like a really nice video showcasing how cool this wood chipper is. But it essentially just attaches directly to the back of the tractor through the 3-point hitch, and then this just hooks into the rear PTO, and then you have a pretty decent sized chipper here, and absolutely love it. So we've also got the 6-foot heavy duty box skin in here, which is great for obviously doing our own driveways. But we live on a dirt road and it isn't maintained by the county. So my neighbor and I, we alternate between grading the road. So it's usually every week to 2 weeks or whatever, we need to go out, grade the road, smooth it out a little bit. So that's another good reason to have a tractor, is if you live on a dirt road, then you can help maintain it quite a bit easier. So you might be wondering, how much did the tractor cost? Now, I originally did not think that we're going to be able to afford a new tractor, but our budget for the tractor was about $25,000, and we did certainly exceed that by a little bit, quite a bit maybe. But I think the benefit of buying a new tractor is really nice because you know the history of it, because it doesn't have a history, and then you're going to have the full warranties on it as well. So it just really made a lot of sense to get the brand new tractor, and I thought it was going to be a lot more than it actually was. So if you include the tractor with the backhoe, with the box cannon, plus I got another bucket for the backhoe. So I've got a 20-inch bucket plus a 12-inch bucket on there. It came into just over $30,000. So I think it was about $30,300. That was the final price, taxes included, delivered, all that kind of jazz. So we did actually get a bit of a discount on the tractor because we just paid it off all at once and we didn't do financing. So if you were to purchase this with financing, I'm guessing it would probably be around $32,000 or $33,000, something like that. So overall, the tractor, man, this thing is going to be awesome, especially for all the permaculture-based projects that we have planned. And it's just going to make our job a lot easier. The wood chipper, man, oh man, that thing is awesome. I'll show it to you guys in action very soon. And it's tremendous. So like I said a few times earlier, this is the first tractor that we've purchased. I don't know a lot about Mahindra, and honestly, it was the first time that I'd ever heard the name Mahindra is when we went to this other dealership. But it does have good reviews over the internet, and people really do like them. And I think that it can be a much better value for people who want to get a tractor, because I would say maybe it's more in the mid-level. Something that I actually really respected about the salesman was that he told me straight up, he's like, Kubota is a better brand than Mahindra. So you'd have like John Deere, Kubota as kind of like more of the elite brands. I would say that Mahindra's probably somewhere in the middle. And then there's even cheaper brands like TYM, and there's some other cheap brands as well. So I think that this is a really good kind of mid-level tractor, just from the research that I've done. So we'll definitely see how it performs over the upcoming years and how it wears. I'm guessing that it's going to wear pretty well. An important thing about tractors is obviously keeping up with the maintenance on it, because there are so many different moving parts. All the zert joints need to be greased after, so many hours of use. Specifically the backhoe, I grease that every 2 or 3 times that I use it, just to make sure that everything's going to be working properly. We don't have any of the joints seizing up or having that metal on metal action. It's really nice that our neighbor is just so fluent with tractors and that he can help me out with it to keep it maintained very well. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments about the tractor specifically, I think I answered most of them. Just leave them in the comment box below, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Talk to you soon.